As a watch brand, I think Jaragar tend to put more focus on the more classic design, and this is quite evident in this example, the A458, also known as the Jaragar 2063. So let's have a look at this thing. Good day to you all, and welcome back to another watch on BBW Reviews. Today we have a Jaragar. I think this is the second or third Jaragar I've reviewed, known as the Jaragar A458 or the Jaragar 2063. Although I do think the A458 designation is actually the name of the movement. Anyway, whatever it is, let's go into this thing. Let's start off with the specifications. You have a 125 gram weight on the supplied stainless steel bracelet. The dimensions, across the dial, 42 millimeters. The depth, quite a chunky beast. It's actually 16 millimeters from the exhibition case cover to the slightly domed mineral crystal on top. The lug width, which I think is always the most important, is 50 millimeters from lug to lug, and the width for the bracelet is 22 millimeters, which I think is probably suitable for such a bulky watch. The only other measurement is the crown, where there are 3 crowns. The dial crown is 5 millimeters. And it's quite grippy, does a good job. And let's go into a bit more detail now. So this watch packed and shipped to me from Shenzhen in China cost $20, which I think is quite a steal. You have a standard chrome plated alloy casing, although the back is stainless steel and so is the bracelet. Going up the side of the case to the bezel, you have quite a slim bezel, and that leads us to the domed mineral crystal on top, as you can see, quite domed, and onto the dial. So for those of you that do know, this is clearly an homage to a Longines. The dial is textured, as you can see, but the numbers are clearly stolen from a Longines. Around the chapter ring, you have the minutes, which are actually positioned at about a 50 degree around the outside there, around the perimeter, with minutes printed and seconds within those minute details. So the numerals were actually printed, and again are copied from a Longines from 1 to 12. It's quite a nice detailed texture dial there. Now, taking a look at these subdials, and I think at least 2 out of 3 of them are quite redundant. Starting from the one opposite the 3, this is clearly, if you can see, up to 31. This is clearly the day of the week. So today is pointing at, it's pointing at the 15th. So that's the 15th of this month. That is progressed by the second pusher there. As you see, 1 click is 1 day. Onto the second dial, just above the 6, you have a 24-hour dial. Now this matches the main hand, so as you can see now it's 10 past 10, so this is pointing to the 10 on this subdial. And third dial, which is controlled by the first pusher and goes backwards from 1 to 7, is going to be clearly the day of the week. Although If 7 is the last day of the week, is that going to be a Saturday or a Sunday? I'm not sure. So if we progress it to the 1st, is that going to be a Sunday or a Monday? I guess that's up to you to decide which is the first day of the week. Some people say the first day is Sunday, some Monday. But again, purely your choice. The dials themselves are actually bordered in silver with a sunburst in the middle, which sets it off from the main patterned textured dial. It's quite nice, but again, quite redundant. So the hands match the main hands. They are blue, not blue. They are coloured, not heat treated. And onto the main hands of the main dial, again blue. We have very classic designs, borrowed from Longines, with a very smooth second hand powered by that A458 movement, which is beating at 21,600 beats per hour. You have the name Jaragar and the icon together, which is applied just below the 12, and that's about it for the main dial. It's quite a nice looking dial, although that's more thanks to Longines, not to Jaragar, but they have added their own touch of these, again, quite redundant subdials. Now let's have a look at the back. The back itself is a stainless steel cover with a mineral crystal display there. The details: stainless steel, mechanical, although it's an automatic, and the designation, let me turn that, the designation of A458, although I'm not sure if that is the name of the movement they're giving or the name of the watch, although the watch is also known as the 2063. The movement itself is a standard Shanghai with a unpatterned plain bi-directional rotor, and I believe it is 17 joules. It does the job and ticks away at 21,600 beats per hour. The cover itself, now I can't find an indent, but I do believe it is a screw-on, screw-off cover. And when they have no details for the water resistant, it probably defaults to 30 meters. Okay, now the last thing to do is let's have a look at this bracelet. The bracelet is 22 millimeters at the base of the case there. It is a individual link, stainless steel. Now it looks like there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts to this each link, but it's not. It's just one. So you see there, 1, 2, 3. That's one individual link. It does the job. It's a push pin adjustment leading to the butterfly deployment, which I do like. So no qualms, problems there with the bracelet. And again, for $20, it's a pretty good deal. So the only thing left to do now is let's have a look at this thing on the wrist. And there she blows. Now, despite this being quite a hefty watch, again, it is 16 millimeters from base to the mineral crystal, 50 millimeters from lug to lug, with a 42 millimeter diameter across the face. Despite that, it doesn't seem to appear too big once it's on my slim wrist. I have a 6.5 inch wrist. There's no discernible gaps under the lugs, and there's no overhang. It does flow quite well from the case to the strap and around my wrist. So again, despite being quite big, it doesn't appear to be once it's on the wrist, and I think it looks quite good. And there we are. So there you have it, the Jaragar A458, also known as the Jaragar 2063, and clearly an homage to a Longines, although I think only the dial details borrow from that particular watch. It's a summary. Do I recommend this watch? Yes, I do. For the price, I think there's very little compromise. It's quite a bulky watch, which kind of doesn't feel the prerequisites for a classic designed watch, but nevertheless, for the price, I don't think you can complain too much. So there we have it. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again with another watch on the green chair. Until then, as always, take it easy.